Hello friends, welcome to this video on Python programming. So in this video, we will be taking a look at default arguments in a function. So let's say we have a function sum, okay, def sum a comma b. So what this function will do, put a colon, yeah. So this function is going to calculate the sum of two numbers, okay, which we are passing as arguments. So a and b are the two numbers we are passing to this function. And let's say sum calculate, okay, is equal to a plus b. So we are calculating the sum of these two variables and we are storing it in this variable sum cal, okay, and let us also return. So let's say return sum cal, okay. So this function will return whatever is stored inside this variable. So let's call this function and check. So let's say I call the function sum, okay, with say 10 and 20. I have passed two values 10 and 20 and let's store it in result variable. Result is equal to sum of 10 and 20. So now let's also print the value of this result, okay. So this is a very simple program. Let's save it, okay, and let's run it. So it's saying output is 30. Now let's say that you do not want to pass both the arguments, okay. It is like, say for example, I only want one variable, okay, and the other variable I do not want to pass to my function sum. So in that case, okay, what you need to do is, okay, you need to have default values, okay, so that you can call your function even if they do not have all the arguments, okay. When you call the function, all the arguments may not be provided. So for example, I'll tell you, it will become more clear using the example. Say I have two variables a and b, okay. I assign, okay, some values, say a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 20, okay, as default arguments. That means if the caller, okay, does not provide any arguments, okay, then I will use the value of a as 10 and b is equal to 20 for my program, okay. So that is what it means. So let's say I change this 10 and 20 to empty values, okay. I just called result is equal to sum, okay, and I print result. So let's see, let's save our program. Let me clear the console, okay, and let's run it. So it says 30, so it's calculating fine. So I have provided 10 and 20 here, right? So it's using these default values of 10 and 20 and it is calculating the sum and returning the sum, okay. So this is how you use default arguments. Now what is the point that you need to remember in case of default arguments? Suppose I pass 30 here. Now tell me what is going to happen. So 30, okay, will be used as value of a, okay. How do you check that? So let's say, okay, inside this function, let's also print what is the value of a and b. So print a comma b, okay. So we will print the values, whatever values of a and b we are using, and then we will calculate the sum, okay. So let's do that. So let's say, let's save our program, command s, and let's run it. So now you see what it is printing. So it's printing a and b, okay. So now in this case, the value of a and b is 30 and 20 because we pass 30, okay, while calling the sum function. So a will pick up 30 and b we did not pass any value, so b will be 20. So the sum that will be calculated will be 30 plus 20, which is 50. So you see the output is 50. So now let's say I have this variable a, okay, and b is equal to 20. So let's try with this one also. Let me clear and let me run this, okay. So I have given a and I have given b is equal to 20 as is the default argument, and I am calling the function sum, okay, and I am passing 30 to it. So now 30 will be assigned to which variable? 30 will be assigned to the first one. So a will be 30. So this program will also run fine. So let me run it, and you see that, okay, the value of a, okay, we are printing a and b are 30 and 20, correct, and the sum is 50. So now let's say I do not give, I have three variables a, b and c, and let's say we are calculating the sum of these three variables a, b and c, and we are returning the sum of this, okay, and I pass 30 to this. What do you think is going to happen? So see, as you can see, okay, the problem is that c, okay, is giving an error here, okay. Why is c giving an error? So you can see, right, you hover over it and you see it says that non-default argument follows default argument. That means that, okay, this non-default argument cannot be present after a default argument is there. So you can, whatever arguments you have to the right, okay, of b, they all have to be initialized, okay, to some default values. So this kind of structure, okay, will not be applicable, okay, in case of default arguments. So all the variables that will be present after b will have to be initialized to default value. So if I put 30 here, see, now it is not giving any error, right? Because this is a default argument. After default argument, okay, everything has to have a value, okay, you cannot have an empty value here, okay, so that will not work. So if I put c is equal to 40, and now if I call the same result, okay, is equal to sum 30, and now if I call it, let me clear it, save it and run it. So you see the value of a and b is 30, okay, and b is 20, and okay, let's also print the value of c, okay, command s, let me clear it, let's run it. So you see the values of a are a, b, c are 30, 20 and 40. So this was 30 because we passed 30 here, and b and c are taking default values 20 and 40, and the sum calculated of these three is 90. So now let me also like give you the last example for default arguments. Suppose I have a is equal to 0 here, and let me ask you, so can I have b and c variables here? So that is not possible, right? I hope you get it, because this is not right. Why it is not right? I just told you that if you have a default argument, everything to the right of that, okay, has to be initialized. All the variables that will be on the right side of a, I mean whatever is in the right side of default argument, that has to be initialized to default value. So I'll say 20, so this error will go away, but now it is showing that c is an error because, okay, there are default arguments here, so everything has to be initialized. So now it is going to work fine, and now you see I have initialized all of the three, okay, and these are default values, but I am passing 30, okay, to the sum function. So which value will be picked up? Can you tell me whether a will take 0 or a will take 30? So a will take, so let's see, let me clear the console. So ideally, okay, it's a very simple thing. Let me clear this, clear, and if you will print the value, okay, let's print it. So it will take whatever value you have passed in the function, right? So let's run it. So you see it is taking 30, 20 and 30, okay, because these are default. If you do not provide, then these values will be used, but if you are providing the value, say 30, 13, 14, okay, then these values will not be used, okay, these will be used only when you have not provided, okay, in the function call. So let me save it and show it to you, command s, okay, let me clear the console and let's run it. So now you see the values that we are using is 30, 13 and 14, whatever we passed in the function, and not 0, 20 and 30. So these are all about, this is all about default arguments, and we will see keyword arguments, okay, in the next video. Thanks for watching, and please do like, share and subscribe to the channel. Bye.